Okay, so we're live now. Hello and welcome. We're actually live now.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, and we'll just be here to teach and talk about law. So that's fine now. Okay, so what do we have tonight?
Okay, we're going to be talking about love.
Yeah,
What
love.
is love?
Yes.
Yes. Everything about love, really.
Okay.
That's what we're going to be talking about.
Okay, so let's quickly begin with a question which we have here, and the question is there love at first sight? Is there love at first sight? So what do you actually think?
Is there love
At first sight, is there really love at first sight? Okay, for you to answer, right?
Is there love at first sight? Will I call it love at first sight, or someone seeing someone and liking someone? Well, there could be love at first sight, but after time will prove.
That particular love, right?
Yes, if you can stand the test of time, you know.
Okay.
So I'm trying to put cartoon for them so
Okay,
they will
okay.
not disturb. Okay, Zoe, go and watch cartoon.
Go to that side.
Okay,
I'll
so
watch cartoon, Adrian.
so
Okay. I actually have a different perspective as regards that word love at first sight.
okay.
For me, I don't really believe that when you see somebody and because you feel attracted towards that person, that means you love the person.
Okay.
So I actually believe that there's attraction at first sight, but by what I've come to understand as regards what love is, I don't think you can see somebody and really know what it means to love somebody at first sight. No, there can be attraction at first sight, but love, I don't really think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed with what we have tonight.
Okay.
We shall be talking about love, and love, it's not really a different concept. It's not a strange concept. There's hardly any person who has not heard that word love before. I doubt. Now, if we will define love as regards the agape love, the God's kind of love is the decision to commit to meet the needs of another person for the rest of the person's life without expecting anything in return. So you decide to meet someone's needs for the rest of the person's life without expecting anything in return. You see, now that is tough. That's not easy. That's not what anybody can just do, and that is really what love is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also good that I state at this point that love means to care. Love means to care. And now that word to care might sound quite simple, but it's not really as simple as it sounds. To care means you are anticipating the needs of someone else, and you go ahead to meet those needs without them mentioning it. That is actually what love means. So you care for somebody means you love the person, which means for a couple, instead of the man to be shouting and say, okay, where is my food, you anticipate her needs, knowing fully well that just as you are hungry, she's also hungry. So you think of something else to do. It's either you go out to get a fast food first for everybody to eat before you think of, okay, what are we going to eat? That is love. But in our African setting, is the man who will just be quarreling and be shouting, where's my food, where's my food, and things. So that's not really love. Yeah.
Do you know why I'm smiling?
Oh, why are you smiling?
Because I wish you could just go out to meet my name.
Can you imagine?
Getting me food.
Can you imagine?
Getting me food to eat, really.
So yeah, but that's just what love is.
Yeah.
So love is a decision to commit to meet the needs of somebody for the rest of the person's life.
So, is it possible for someone to meet someone's needs for the rest of the person's life when the person is not Jesus Christ? Really?
Yes, and this is why we depend on God for this kind of love.
Okay.
In Romans chapter 5 verse 6 thereabout, or verse 5, talks about the love of God being shared abroad in our hearts through the Holy Spirit that was given to us.
Okay.
So now this kind of love is beyond just you saying, oh, I can love. Now I would like to paint a good picture for us to understand. In the case of Peter actually thought he loved Jesus. He said, Master, if they want to pick you tonight, I will even die for you. But that same night that they came, Peter denied Jesus. You see that, right? So it is not this kind of love that you feel I can do. You must go to God to empower you, to strengthen you. And that's why it's called the God's kind of love. Because the other partner is not doing anything, quote unquote, what's deserving of that kind of love. But you still choose to love.
Okay, that's powerful.
Yes.
It's okay.
You
So
speak up because
okay. So basically, we're going to be talking about what love is not today. Yes. Then we trust God. Next weekend, Thursday, we're going to be talking about what love is. So I've given a background knowledge on what love is. I hope you can hear me. I've given a background. I'm not speaking out, right? Okay, let me shout. I've given a background knowledge on what love is. So we're going to be talking about what love is not today. Okay, so a lot of persons feel that they know what love is really, and a lot of things are happening today in our generation that seems like love, but it is not love. So some of the things that we're going to be mentioning today, they are actually expressions of love, but
they're not love in
they are not
themselves.
love in itself.
In
You
itself,
understand?
yes.
They are okay. Thank you. You can hear me. Okay, thank you. They are expressions of love, but they are not love in itself.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'll take the first point and you take the second point.
Okay.
So now the first point as regards what love is not sex. Yeah, this might sound like shocking to some persons who feel sex is actually love, and love is sex. But it's good I state it categorically clear that love is not sex. You see, we have many persons who have been deceived by this ideology that if you love me, especially men, they use this to get so many ladies too much.
Very true.
If you love me, you will sleep with me.
Yes.
It's more like an emotional blackmail. And because she actually loves him, she begins to feel, okay, if I truly love him, then why shouldn't I give him
sex.
this thing called sex? But it's good I state it here that for most men, love is not really emotional. So you thinking that because you love him, you are giving him sex, you are wasting your time. He will sleep with you actually, but that doesn't mean that he loves you. Please, we must understand this and know. Yes, sex could be an expression of love,
yes.
especially in the marriage setting.
Yes.
But not that love is sex itself is love. And I always ask people this question: if love were sex and sex were love, then those who hawk sex should be the most loved people. Those who hawk sex. But if you're close to those kind of people, you will observe that they are not loved and they don't feel loved. Why? Because people just want to sleep with them. So please let it settle in. It doesn't matter how he blackmails, because we are in a world today where most men will try to blackmail and say, there was a particular case that she was sharing with me of a young man who broke up with a young lady simply because she did not give him sex. You see, for me, that kind of a man doesn't even know what love is and should not be taken seriously.
Yeah. So I love to tell young ladies this, that sex does not really keep a man. And when he says he loves you, when a man loves you, he loves you because he loves you, not because of sex, not because of sorry, it's a bit shaky, we are trying to fix it and our son is just shaking our stand. So Can you see this? Okay. So I usually tell young ladies this because I was counseling this lady and it was something else. A guy loves you because he loves you, not because you give him sex. As a matter of fact, when there is a reason to that love that he claims to have with you, and is that the reason is that you have to sleep with me first, then it means that he doesn't genuinely love you. And one of the tests I usually tell young ladies is, one of the tests for you to know that you're going to have a blissful marriage tomorrow, because whatever you do in your relationship is directly proportional to how your marriage will be tomorrow. Yes, you might think that it is different. No, it is directly proportional to what your marriage will be about tomorrow. You will find out that a guy that would disturb you for sex in a relationship when both of you are not married, you would have to worry about him cheating on you tomorrow or not cheating on you tomorrow. Yes, that is the truth. There's something about men that, let me be extreme, so let me say it as it is. There's something about men, I usually give this analogy that if a man has 5 years to love you, for example, that is both courtship and marriage and everything, he has 5 years to love. It's an analogy. He has 5 years to love you, and both of you courted for, let's say, 3 years. You were in a relationship for 3 years, and for that 3 years you were giving him sex. Because through marriage, in the marital relationship now, for example, when it comes to sex, it could become boring if it's not spiced up. Am I right?
Yeah,
it could become boring to the man. Yes, if it's not spiced up. That is the truth. That is how men are made. That's why you hear some teachers teaching that as a married woman you have to be this today to your husband, you have to be that tomorrow, because men love variety. Not variety in looking outside, but you just giving him how will I put it, being different versions of yourself to him now. Yes. So if he slept with you in those 3 years of courtship, for example, then you now get married after that in the 3rd year, and then it's remaining what, how many years now? 2 years for him to stop loving you. It's an analogy for him to get tired of you. So when he gets tired of you, that's 3 years courtship, 2 years in marriage, that's 5 years. He gets tired of you. Because why? He gets tired of you in marriage earlier than usual. Why? Because you have given him sex, he has slept with you, he sees nothing exciting about you anymore. And for men, actually men love sex, and he sees nothing really exciting about you in that aspect again. He begins to look out. Yes. And for a man who did not exercise self-control in courting, in during the days of courtship, you cannot hold him back. When the trouble starts, when the ball starts rolling, the trouble sets in, you cannot hold him back. If you like, give him any position that you want to give him, he's going to go out. It doesn't matter even if he's sleeping in the church. This thing is not about speaking in tongues so much or whatever, as long as he's a man. So please, let's take note that love is not sex. You should be able to distance sex from your relationship and actually test and see if he truly loves you. That is, take away sex. What else does this relationship hold? So I think I've spoken a lot on this particular number. Okay, so I'm taking the next one, right? So love, the second point is love is not, remember I was dealing with what love is not, right? So the second one is, okay, someone said, okay, Grace Christopher say, I agree with you, our wife. Men love to explore lovely couples. Thank you so much. So let's talk about the next one. Love is not outing, taking pictures, making videos together, and just being all over each other. Okay, do you want to say anything? No. Okay, we live in a generation where couple goes, you see something, and you see a baby, my ovaries. You see couples, couple goes, and it's just doing your heart. It's just doing you. It's just doing your heart. It's just go any person that come, grab the person and say yes, I will marry you. Don't be deceived. Love is not outing. That is just going out, just taking pictures. All the paparazzi you see. As a matter of fact, there are people that are having sweet marriages that are not even of our generation. Let me use that word. That are not even on social media, yet their home is still standing. So it's not about the paparazzi. It's not about the outing, the pictures, the videos, and everything happening. love is deeper than that. Marriage is deeper than that, you know. So do you want to chip in anything?
Okay, I'll just go to the third point so that we can proceed.
Okay.
Now, love is not about giving alone. Love is not about giving alone. There are many persons who have been deceived, but it appears we're just speaking to us guys, like more of ladies. But actually, that's just the truth, that love is not about giving alone. And because men are designed to give, when a man begins to give to a lady, there's that tendency for her to think that this man loves her. That's just the truth. That he took you out, he bought you snacks, he bought you a new phone. I think that doesn't really translate into love. So it's good we understand. Yes, there can be giving without. Sorry, there cannot be love without giving, but there can be giving without love. Somebody can be giving to you, yet not from the standpoint of love. So it's good we understand that love is not just about giving. Now, I'm not saying that if someone loves you, the person shouldn't give you, but the mere fact that he keeps giving to you doesn't mean that that young man loves you, or vice versa now, as the case may be. So please be guided and know. I have heard guys boast before and say, that girl, I will get her, I'll just keep giving her something, and soon she will just feel that, oh, that I love her, and things like that. So ladies, you must be very careful that a man keeps giving, keeps buying, or just keeps spending on you doesn't mean that he truly loves you. He might just be looking for something where just something like sex. So it's possible that that is just what he's after, and once he gets that, that is all. So please take note that love is not about giving alone.
Yes. So another point is that
Yes.
Another point is that love is not deceitful. You know, all the gimmicks, and we're looking at what love is not. So love is not deceitful. A lot of gimmicks happen these days, you know, because he wants to get married to her, he begins to calculate. Then if I do like this, if I do like that, or because she has this, she's working in this place, she's doing that, she's doing that, then this is the person I should get married to, you understand? Or on her own part, she has an ulterior motive in her heart why she wants to marry him, maybe because of his money, or because of something, maybe whatever it is. Love is not deceitful, you know. So you don't calculate and just have all these gimmicks in your heart simply because you want to get married to someone. That is not love. That is deception. And most times the things that happen with deception is that once it's unraveled, it's discovered, it becomes underground. Yes, it can end things.
Now, there's this particular case of which I heard of a man who got married to this young lady, and they actually claimed they loved themselves so well, but something happened in the marriage. She couldn't conceive for 1 year, for 2 years, 3 years, and it went on until she now opened up to him that she has fibroid and things like that. So this man felt deceived. He felt deceived. Why? Because he was of the opinion that if she actually loved him, that there was no way she should have hidden some of these things from him. That's just to tell you that truly love is not deceitful. If you love somebody, you open up to the person. Stop concealing some things that if those things are discovered in marriage, it might not really go so well for that marriage.
So the next point is, love does not rejoice in iniquity. Love, I don't know, I think we are just trying to meet up with time because we have premarital classes after this time to teach here. So love does not rejoice in iniquity. You see, there's something about married couples now. This is directed to married couple and all that. Your partner is doing something wrong. Vice versa, it could be the man, it could be the woman. Your partner is doing something wrong, and you can't come to terms to tell him or tell her that this thing you are doing, it is wrong. This thing you are doing, it's not the right thing for you to do. You just go anyway. Let him do anything he wants to do, or let her do anything that that she wants to do. That is not love. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the marital relationship, when two persons are coming together as one, and when they start living together, and after a while, you begin to notice one or two things trying to raise its ugly head in your partner's life. It's just like a plant. When you plant something, you try to weed the grasses off so that it doesn't struggle with the nutrients, right? And it allows so that the plants can grow very well. So that is how a marital relationship is with your partner. So when you notice something in your partner's life, feel free. Although I know that some partners could be difficult to handle. Some partners could be difficult. They don't accept corrections. No one can talk to them. Okay, is this network okay? No one can talk to them and all of that. But find a way around it. Since he or she is your partner, find a way around it to help them or to talk to them. Don't leave your partner, please. No matter how heady he is or she is, or like they love to say, it's no matter how he has or she has coconut head, whatever it is. Try to bring them to terms. Try to talk to them about whatever it is they are doing wrong. I think there was a story you told me of, I don't know, I can't remember the details now, of someone that did wrong, a man that did wrong at work or something. There was a story you shared with me, but I can't remember now. But whatever it is, try to communicate to your partner. When your partner isn't doing something right, it is not a time for you to rejoice. It's not a time for you to leave them, because you are team players. You are trying to ensure that you have a blissful home, a blissful marriage. Your marital relationship is beautiful and all of that. So you must do all it takes to ensure that you weed the grass around your partner's life and cut off anything that is trying to raise its ugly head. I think I did justice to that point.
Yes,
okay.
You really did. For many who are connected, I want to encourage you, if you have any question,
yes,
feel very free to drop it in the comment section, and we shall be handling it. If there's any question that you really need an answer to, like you're not so sure, or like you just need clarity as regards that, please feel very free to type it right now and drop it on the comment section. Okay, so let's look at what love is not. Number 6 now, right?
Yeah.
Love is not rude, love is not arrogant, and love is not easily provoked. So if you claim to love somebody, you should respect the person. And I would like to speak to ladies more. If you claim to love him, then you must respect him. Now, you have heard that love is not rude. Now, what men interpret as love is your respect for them. What men interpret as love is your respect for them. There are many ladies who don't know this truth. It's not really you coming to say, oh baby, I love you, oh baby, I bought this for you. Respect him. If he says don't do this, don't do it. If he says I want to eat beans, cook that beans. That is what he interprets as love. So one must learn and know that love is not rude. So if you claim to love your husband, if you claim to love your wife, then you must not be rude to each other. And love is not arrogant. Love is not easily provoked. There are some persons who claim to be in love, but at the slightest provocation, it becomes something else, and things like that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I would like to ask a question.
Okay, please, let's
throw
hear.
in something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, when we talk about ladies respecting their
Men.
husbands and all of that, it's also vice versa also.
Yes.
Mutual respect.
Mutual
And
respect,
mutual
actually.
value for each other.
Right.
But I would like to throw in something. What of in a case, in a marriage setting now,
Okay.
the wife knows that this decision, this thing is good for the kids, for example, but the husband is vehemently just refusing to accept
What she's saying.
what she's saying, or for her to proceed with that action. But she knows that it is right for the kids, or she knows that this a particular thing is right for the family, whatever, but he's not seeing reasons at that point. He's not okay, what may interpret as love is respect. Okay, yes, Matthew, okay. So at this point, would you still advise the woman to go by still I don't know how to
respecting or submitting to her husband?
To respect the decision.
The answer is yes. No, see, I'm not answering it because I'm a man like this. No. I'm just telling you the plain truth. You see, God who made men the head is deliberate. I know that there are some men who have actually abused it. Understand?
Okay.
But no, God made men as the head. And it is believed that, see, a man may think slowly, but he thinks deeper. You get it right? Men may think slowly, but they think deeper. On the other hand, women think faster than men. So the mere fact that something comes to you now, I say, let's do this. This thing is good. You are thinking very fast, right? He is still processing things. Men are logical thinkers. So they process things, and it will take them time to really look at it, analyze it, then they say, okay, let's do this thing. So even when you feel what you are saying is the right thing, you must give him that place as the head of the family now, not just head of you, and wait for him to see points with you as regards what you are saying. Now see, I heard from a man of God who said God told his wife for them to start a school. She told him. He said school? No. Now this man is an apostle who hears from God like, hey. But she told him that God is telling her that they should go ahead and start a school. He said no. It took him 5 good years for him to see what she had seen before he now called her and said, truly, it is time for us now to have that school. Now, the point is, she would have just been angry and said, what kind of man are you? You say you are an apostle, and I told you that God told me, and yet you cannot confirm. But for one reason or the other, God didn't show him what he was telling her, or for one reason or the other, he didn't hear. We cannot place it. But an ability for you as a woman to submit and wait and trust God, and better still, push it further to God and say, God, if it's you that is speaking to me as regards this thing, communicate it to my husband.
Okay, so how about the time factor? Just like
the time factor. The time factor, see, God is the owner of time. If God truly knows that this thing is time bound and time sensitive, he will definitely look for a means of communicating it to your husband. Just like I said, that men may think slowly, but they think deeper. So he might not be acting immediately based on what you are saying, but he's still processing it. And that's why it looks like if a woman tells a man, let's do this thing, all he might say is, okay, I've heard. All he might say is, okay, I have heard you. Why? Because he will still need to process. Oh, I'm seeing mommy kids.
Oh,
mommy kids. Well done, man.
It's so nice to see you, man.
So now she might be expecting him to act almost immediately, but it might not work that way. Why? Because he is a man and he will love to analyze things at his own times. So I say hello. So that's just the thing.
Okay.
And for peace to reign, it's better for her to just trust God and wait for him to see light with what she's saying.
Actually, for peace to reign. The
so
peace aspect like is very important in a home, yeah. Because honestly, when your peace is in short, it feels like the major thing in marriage is that peace and joy. You know, when everyone is happy in the home, when everyone is at peace, nobody's heart is beating up and down or whatever. That is the major thing in the home. So when there's an issue, instead of dragging it, overstretching it, and showing all the whole attitude as ladies and whatever it is, just to show that we are around, we can be hitting the pot in the kitchen and everything, just to show that you're not happy about something. Or just banging the door, or just complaining all over the house and everything. For peace to reign, just for peace to reign, God that said that they are the head, men are the head. We cannot question God.
To show his face.
How do you show your face?
I say hello.
How do I say hi?
Yeah, go and check it. Good boy.
So God that said that they are the head of the home knows better.
Yes.
And
knows
do you know
better.
what? I actually saw something in Genesis. When I was studying my Bible, I saw something in Genesis. One of the reasons why God took away that I feel though that God took away this thing of decision. Will I say, I don't know what to call it now, that soul whatever of decision from the hands of women is because of what happened with Eve. You know, God had prepared the beautiful garden and all of that, but for one reason or the other, Eve made a decision that hampered, that now almost destroyed, really, because the devil didn't succeed though, but destroyed what God had prepared for man.
Yes.
So if you read Genesis very well, you would see that it's like a punishment on women. That God now said, from this day henceforth, go and read your Bible, you will see that women will submit to men. Why? Because Eve displayed that she lacked the ability to solely make a decision that would hold the home or keep the home, you know. So that is why God gave the headship to men, and he said, if you go and read Genesis, that men will be the head over us. So I think that is why this submission thing is like this. But it doesn't mean that we don't have a role to play in decision making. As a matter of fact, we do. But Bible said we should respect the men and submit to men, and I think that is what we should honor, since it is God that saved it. Okay, so we have like how many minutes? It's 7:42.
So in the next, let's say 8 minutes plus or so.
Okay, 8 minutes plus. Okay. So do we look at
what love is?
What love is? You can
Okay.
just touch one.
You can touch one of the things.
Okay. So let's talk about love is selfless.
Okay, so love is selfless.
So we're looking at what love is
now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at what love is. Love is selfless.
Yes.
Which means love is sacrificial, right?
Yes.
And
It's not self-seeking.
so yes, love is not self-seeking.
self-centered.
So it's not self-centered. Okay, so do you have anything to say as regards that?
Okay. So when you say Hadra, leave it alone. When you say love is selfless, it just means looking out for your partner, you know, and ensuring that they are fine. It means serving your partner also. I think it's fine. Like
Yes, okay, it's good.
it means serving your partner also, checking up on your partner, you know. Even as regards to when it comes to marriage, as regards to sex, it means satisfying also your partner. Not just looking love. When you say love is selfless, it means not looking out for just yourself. Financially also. You have to consider your partner too in whatever you are doing, either as the man, either as the woman. Financial. So in every aspect of a relationship, be it married, be it whatever it is, you have to display that selfless kind of loving. It's kind of, let's say, unconditional loving
Kind of
now.
love, yeah.
Okay, you want to add?
Yes. I actually want to say that when we say love is sacrificial, you see, that is the true definition of love. I always ask this question, that why does God love us? Why does God love us? If you have an answer, I would like to know. God loves us not because of anything we are doing. So one must have that consciousness that love must be unconditional. Love must be sacrificial. Love must be selfless. And if I may stress that aspect of unconditionality of love, is that you are not holding on to something that somebody is doing for you to love the person. In Romans 5:8, it talks about God demonstrating his love to us, in that while we were still in sin, God loves us. Christ loves us while we were still in sin. That is just the definition. That's just the real picture of love. When you love somebody unconditionally, right? When you love someone without a reason. And I always love to explain this, that genuine love is the love without a reason, right? Is the love without a reason, because once you give a reason to your love, it gives birth to what? A condition. So if I love her now because of this hair that she has, that is a reason for my loving her. If anything ever takes this hair away, it means the condition for me loving her has been taken away. So we must try as much as possible to take away reasons from our love. Now, if I say I love her for her long legs, God forbid, what if something happens and those legs are cut off? God forbid. So it means the love is destroyed.
Okay, so sorry dear.
Please go ahead.
So when you talk about this, so I guess how about attraction?
Yes, it's very okay to be attracted to somebody for years. Like, I like this person's hair, I like her smile, I like her eyes. But now these are not but now she cannot hold on to it and say this is why I love her. No. Because if it becomes the reason why I love her, it gives birth to the condition that my condition for loving her is that she must continue to have this hair, she must continue to smile and things like that, which now gives birth to an expectation in my heart that if I don't see those things, then the love is destroyed.
Sorry dear, I love to ask questions. Let
Please,
me ask you
no,
something
there's
from this thing that you just said. You know, I've heard some men say that they love, or some women say actually that their husbands love to see them look a certain way, and the man also loves to see his wife look a certain way. Do you understand? If that's okay, you can say, see love play. Leave me.
I didn't know she was connected.
How's my baby doing? Okay, so what was I asking?
Can you imagine?
Love, too much love.
You're talking about.
Yes, I remember. Thank
Alright.
you. So I've heard it that some men love to see their wife look a certain way or dress a certain way for them. It appeals to them. And I've heard some women also say that their husband loved this on them and loved that on them. So what would you say about that when you say love is without a reason?
Now that they love to see you appear in a certain way doesn't mean that that's the reason why they love you. You get
So
it?
they're just attracted to those things.
Yes, like they actually love you to look this way. Doesn't mean that if you don't look that way, they won't love you. You see, I would like to give something say something that is very practical here. I love ladies with long hair, and at the time I met her, she had a very long hair, and she still has a very long hair, but not as much as it was then. Okay, so but if my reason for loving her was just for the long hair, then after she gave birth to our first child, then it meant that the love I had for her was totally destroyed. Why? Was because she had to cut her hair. She cut it bald. Everything went. She cut it bald completely. Now, if why I loved her was just because of her, then my love would have been totally destroyed. That's the point I'm trying to make. That people must try to separate reason why they love people. I love you, I don't know why. That is why God loves us. Okay, why does God love you? That is the point. That's how you're supposed to love your spouse unconditionally. No reason. I love you, I don't know why.
Thank
you. Oh, I'm not saying I love you now. I'm just trying to teach.
I don't know why. That's what I'm hearing, that I love you.
We must try and understand these things. I've seen ladies who thought they loved somebody, but they loved him because of the money that he has.
Okay.
Now that's a reason for you loving that man, because he has money. Haven't you heard of people who had money and they got married and everything just went away? So it meant that love has been destroyed because she loved him because of a reason. I don't know if it's very clear. So we must try to separate reasons from our love. I love you, I don't know why. This is not a reason, because if that reason becomes destroyed, it means that love is destroyed.
So what you're actually teaching now, people should love their spouse genuinely.
Yes, just love your spouse
genuinely.
As God loves
us. Blossoming and be smiling.
So that is just it. You get it right?
Be smiling.
So that is just one point as to what love is.
Okay, do we still have time to take? Okay, let me like one. Okay, Rachel Ojo is saying thank you, sir. Let's look is saying baby is very fine.
Okay.
Thank God. Okay, so let's look at love is patient. this aspect. Do you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and say it.
Okay, I love to say this aspect of love is patience. Let me come from it from this angle. When two people get married to themselves in a marriage relationship, you find that one person is slower in adapting to something.
It's true.
Yes, than the other person, and it could be vice versa. That is for let me see, for example,
Continue now. Can you imagine? I was just smiling at her. I shouldn't talk again. Hey, this love is powerful. Okay, continue.
So, what was I saying?
Jesus Christ.
I
This one is serious. Okay.
So I was saying something that in a marital relationship, certainly somebody is going to be slow in adapting to something more than the other person, and this happens in different areas. Today, it could be your husband that is slow in adapting to a particular thing that you are trying to teach him or that you are trying to tell him. Tomorrow, it could be your wife that is slow in adapting to that particular thing that you are trying to teach her or tell her, and vice versa. You understand? So you need to be patient with your partner when it comes to these things. You know, don't just go snapping at them, nagging, and you're not getting this and all of that. You have to be patient with your partner. Like, let me use the scenario of this dressing to church. You know, as ladies, as women, we love to make ourselves up. If you make your face up, you know, your clothes and everything. And you know, everything about a woman is detailed. So we take time in doing our things. We want to ensure that we look very beautiful before we go. I'm giving an analogy. Okay, you want to read us something?
Adejo is saying, I celebrate gays. I can see you. Well done.
So I'm trying to give an analogy of
on love is patient.
Love is patient,
okay,
and then
yes.
dressing to church, and how women take time most times. And if you are from an African home, you would have seen at one point or the other your dad was always rushing, already in the car, or this case maybe it was your mom or whatever, already in the car, I'm going, and all of that, you understand. So you understand.
I've seen it. Love. Say the real grace.
Okay, no, this one. Okay, so this aspect, what my husband did to counter this aspect, so that he would not be shouting at me, let us go, and then we'll be going to church angry at each other Sunday mornings, is that he would wake up, especially with our kids, he would wake up, he would prepare everything. He knows how to pack the baby bag. He knows how to prepare water to have a bath. He knows, in short, as a matter of fact, we make our food Saturday night. That is rice and stew Saturday night, so that in the morning we'll have to take food to church because of the kids. You understand? So this helps to eliminate that aspect of rushing your partner, not being patient, getting your wife on the edge simply because you both are rushing to church. So this is just an analogy of you being patient with your partner, whichever way you can help them. Just know that they will get this, or you're trying to teach them, they will get this thing. Just be patient with them. Do you want to add anything?
Okay, for the sake of time, because we'll be ending in the next, let's say, 3 minutes, so that I can prepare for my premarital classes. Okay. So as regards love is patient, she has said so much, and we must know that we must learn to be patient with our partners, especially in the marriage setting. I can say Amarachi and I can say Ojochi, the Edema. So we must learn to be patient with ourselves. You see, when they say love is patient, people don't really get it. In the marriage setting, there's every likelihood that your strength might not be the strength of your partner.
Very true.
So you don't use your own strength and begin to condemn your partner's weakness. We must have the consciousness that marriage is complementary. I am there to strengthen your own weakness, and you are meant to use your own strength to strengthen my own weakness. So once you have that consciousness, you become patient with each other.
You cover up each other's lapses.
Yes. You cover up. You must be patient. You see, there are some persons who got married to someone who is quite slow in doing things. You have to be patient with them. You don't have to start shouting, you mean It will take you the whole this thing, like to go and bring my food from the kitchen. No, that's her personality.
Why are you using that example?
I'm not saying she's slow. I'm not saying she's slow. But in most likelihood, it's possible that she's slow.
I can remember when we were asking our premarital classes what he didn't like about me when we were getting married. The pastor that taught us premarital classes now, we asked him what he didn't like about me, and he said I was slow in doing things.
Fine, but I have learned to live with it. Nobody is perfect on earth. You see, people must have that consciousness. So you must learn to be patient with your partner. There are people who, you just have to learn it. Learn to be patient with each other, because no matter who you get married to, that person cannot be 100%. So you must just make allowance for patience. I would like to end by stating something very quickly to the married couples, that agape love does not seek roles, it seeks needs. Agape love does not seek roles, roles, it seeks needs. And what does it mean? If you love somebody, you are not really focused on this is my role, this is not my role. You are focused on meeting needs, and so it seeks needs. Now, if there's a need in the house, you won't fold your hand and say that's not my role. That's not love. That's not agape love. That's not God's kind of love. Your baby has poo-pooed. You must not fold your hand as the man and say that's not my role. Agape love does not seek roles, it seeks needs. So the need at that point is that the baby's bum needs to be cleaned. If you can do it, why not go ahead and do it? There's no food at home, and you know how to cook as a man, and you fold your hand and say that's not my role. That's not love. Agape love does not seek roles, it seeks needs. What are the needs in the house? Can I meet them now? I go ahead and meet them. If the parlor is dirty, there's nobody's role particularly that says a woman must sweep the house and mop the house. If she's not disposed and you are disposed as a man, there's a need. Go ahead and meet needs. That is love. So I will have to stop here for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, 7:57.
Completely.
Yes, sorry, we have to stop here. They're trying to rush for premarital classes.
Yes.
So you can get that ready. But next week Thursday, we would be here. Next week Thursday,
same time.
We'll be here same time and we'll be
same venue.
Same venue.
Okay.
I'll be talking about something interesting.
Quite interesting.
We'll finish up on this.
We'll wrap up on love.
Okay.
Then we'll
talk about sex.
Right?
Talk about sex.
Sex. So it's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, so
so
invite
get
others.
Your heart prepared. Inform as many that need to be informed. Next week Thursday by 7 p.m. God bless us all.
And feel free to ask
question, please. Drop the question now on the comment section, or you can send me a direct message as regards the question, and it will be answered next week Thursday.
All right.
Thank
you for watching. God bless you all,
and bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Happy to fly. Okay, we're cool, right? Are we live already?
Yeah.
Okay, good evening all.
Good evening, everyone.
And welcome to another live session on X and Y, right? On X and Y. So, of love. We will be discussing finance in marriage, and we all know how important finance is as regards marriage and as regards the success of marriage. Next to infidelity, the next source of marital problem is financial problem. That's it has to do with money. Next to infidelity, that's just to let you know how important the money is as regards marriage. And I'm sure we must have heard of some statements like, "Oh, love is not about money alone, but money enhances love," and that's just the truth. Because if I keep telling her I love you, I love you, I love you, and she's hungry, I don't think she'll be happy, certainly. So that's just to tell you how money is. And I've come to understand something, that if most couples have more money than they do, I personally feel that they will quarrel less if most couples have more money
So are you
than they
implying
do.
that money
Has
money
a
takes
whole
away?
lot. Has a whole lot. I think it's Ecclesiastes 10 verse 19 that says, money answereth all things. Money answereth all things. That's just to let you know how important money is, because I feel that if there's more money, you take her out, she feels more relaxed. You guys can go on a vacation, and so I personally feel that if there's more money, most couples will enjoy peace.
Marital bliss.
Marital
More
bliss.
peace in the home.
So you don't want to say anything before we start?
It's true. It's true. I believe it's true, right?
Yeah, it's actually true.
So it just money just helps. It makes. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if I'm speaking up. I'm not speaking up, right? Okay, let me shout.
No, just speak up.
Okay, money helps the home. It helps to resolve a lot of issues, a lot of wants, a lot of needs. Just like how they say that if you need something, you won't go to the shop and be speaking in tongues, and then the thing will follow you around.
Certainly.
And you will have to pay.
Voice out a bit.
Okay, you will have to pay
Yeah.
for it. You understand? So money is key to running a family, to running a home. Because it's actually capital intensive and cost intensive when you are running a family, when you are running a home. So money is very, very important in running a home.
Okay. So let's begin from the singles. And the first thing I would want to say is that I've seen some young men who feel that they can use faith to get married, like they can believe God and get married. It's good. We'll let you know that yes, continue to have your faith, but it's necessary to have a source of income before getting married.
Yeah.
So you see, if you so much have faith, let that faith give you a source of income. Let that faith give you a job or an established business before getting married. Not that you will carry someone and put her in your house and she's hungry and you say faith. So it's good we establish that, because I've seen some young men who feel bad if a lady turns down their proposal on the account that you don't really have a stable source of income, and he's actually feeling bad. It's not a reason to feel bad about. One should have a good and stable source of income before getting married.
Yes,
So what do you have to say as regards that?
Yes, it's very important for singles to build their finance before they get married. As a matter of fact, you plan your finance and know what you want to do in marriage. It is not in marriage you begin to plan your finance. It's very important for singles now. You are planning to get married. The first thing that you must ensure among other things is that your finance is intact. When we talk about your finance being intact, is the fact that first of all you have to have a stable and a steady source of income that comes into you monthly, at least monthly. It could be daily, it could be whatever, monthly. Then just like I said, do not rely on faith alone. And another thing is for you to also establish the lady you are getting married to. If there's a way, if there's anything she wants to do, then let her learn a skill.
If she's not
already established working. Yes, but we're talking about people putting their finance in order. So maybe if the finance is not yet in order, so you are the ones that we are referring to right now. So faith is not enough for you to get married. Just like I was saying, you build your finance, ensure you have a stable source of income, and ensure the lady is doing something. Just like you were saying, maybe she's already established, or she's working, or if she's not, she learns a skill, and you also learn a skill. There are so many things you could do. Learn a skill, just as how we call it here, a side hustle or side work or whatever it is you want to call it. Just ensure you have something on the side. That is if you're not a business person. coupled with the job that you are doing, just to help to ease the level of financial constraint in the home, right?
Yeah. Okay, so if I may ask a quick question here, how can we balance a young man who says he has faith or has a vision, and it now looks like the lady does not believe in his vision by believing God and getting married to him? Like, how can we now balance that?
Okay, I don't.
Like now, he might not really have much money at the present, but he has a very strong vision. Like he knows where he's heading in life. So how can we
balance that?
Yes.
That is, if the lady said she's not going to
marry
him, or
him?
just on
Yes,
general,
yes. If you say she won't get married to him because he doesn't have money and he has only vision, anybody that way.
Okay. I think in the time where we are now, in those days, you could start on vision. Things were not really so highly monetized like this. In those days, people would farm and get something to eat. You understand? People would do exchange. That is, give me this, I give you this, and they would have that thing that they want in return. You understand? But in the age that we are now, it feels like, and it seems like almost everything is on the bedrock of money.
Okay.
You understand? So if he has a vision, nothing stops him from having. Somebody said bring them on camera.
No. It's
okay.
That's what it usually shows.
Okay. Sorry about that. So if you have a vision, if you have something that you want to do, nothing stops you from a skill. You understand? While you are building your vision. You understand?
Yes.
How about that? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it actually makes sense. Basically, what I want to say is, in as much as you have a vision, start doing something on that, or
something that will bring finance to you.
Yes, because I've seen some young men who truly possess great, and like they've seen a whole lot as to what God wants to do with their lives. But that notwithstanding, you won't bring her to your house to serve, right? So you should have something with your great and lofty dreams that you have. Still have something that can bring in money for your family. So that's just what I would want to say.
Okay, I want to